Well, here we are again for another lovely night. Oops, as I'm shaking my camera.
A lovely night. I don't know. It's kind of icky outside tonight.
Yeah, here too. Yeah, it just started raining actually this afternoon, or later this evening. So that's what we get for winter living on the coast.
The wet coast. Absolutely. Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to this week's session of Meet the Pros. I'm Eileen Monks.
And I'm Ken Schmidt. Don't forget, guys, to smash that like and share button so everybody else who we can help them out too.
Absolutely. And, it's interesting that you say that because I just made a post on something and there's been a lot of sharing on that post. And I'd really like to help people out with the particular thing that I just posted about. So hopefully people come and check out what we're doing and get healthy. So,
absolutely. Well, let's hear about our lovely guest tonight.
All right. So this evening, we are really, really fortunate. We have a lovely lady. Her name is Cary Hiltsley, and she is a wife, a mother of two girls. She owns a small vacation and rental cleaning business on Hawaii in Kauai. She has been with LifeVantage. So she's been a pro for 5 years, and this is her first networking kind of company situation. She really has a passion for helping people and making sure that they're aware that there's a better way to get health or to get healthy. And so she enjoys sharing what she calls as her side gig. So this evening we have the lovely Cary Hiltsley on with us. Welcome, Cary.
Let's bring her up.
Hi, guys.
Hey, how you doing?
Great, thank you.
Good.
So, Cary, welcome to the show. I am so happy that we were able to do this because we've been kind of playing the tag game on getting you on. So this is really, really a nice situation. And you're in lovely Hawaii. What's it like in Hawaii tonight?
It's very nice. Actually, it was raining today a little bit. Well, we get rain every day, but it rained a little bit more than usual. But now it's partly cloudy, light breeze. I'm looking out my window, so I'm giving you a view. It's beautiful. Update. Yeah, I can't complain. Like, this is what I wear in shorts all the time.
I love it.
It's so cool. And we just actually tried to have Cary going. She was going to be outside doing this, but the connection wasn't so great. So unfortunately she had to come back inside, but it's very nice that you can wear that all year long. Like, I'd so love to be able to do that. So Cary, yeah. And please tell us a bit about yourself.
Okay. So thank you guys so much for inviting me. Sorry for the team tag for a little bit, but I'm busy. Gotta say it. Yeah, so I live here on Kauai, and I've been here for almost 28 years. I moved here from Colorado Springs right in the middle of winter, and I landed here, and I'm like, wait a minute. I don't have to live in the snow. I'm all for it. So I stayed here for quite a while, and I've been back to Colorado a couple of times, but I really love it here. I feel safe here. I feel comfortable with, running around with shorts and t-shirt and such. And I just have made my way here. I'm 48 now, and I came here when I was 20. So I've had a lot of jobs that I've had to do, to be on my own. I've done, I'll give you a little list real quick, like a Cary of all trades. I've done waitressing. I've done housekeeping. I've run a hydroponic lettuce farm. That was exciting when I sold lettuce at the farmer's market. I ran a daycare in my home since my children, I wanted to be at home with them. So I ran a daycare at my home. Closed that down. We went to Colorado. We moved there for a year. My husband and I worked at Walmart. Oh my gosh, never again. That's the last time I punched a time clock, was at Walmart, but it was definitely an experience. And then we actually lasted there a year, and we came straight back to Hawaii. And we just landed right back into the positions that we were doing before we left. Like, my husband does landscaping. He's been doing that since he's 16. And he was fortunate enough to be able to just jump right back into that with his brother. And I decided at that time I wanted to go back into doing housekeeping. So off I went, and I just made my way. And I, for the last 7 years, have been running my own business, just gradually been growing in it more and more. I have about two and a half girls that help me. I say the half because one is like, just fills in the gaps. So I run a pretty good size vacation rental cleaning business. And then I also do the network marketing just when I can. I've learned to listen to people and work it when it's needed. And it's been 5 years and it's been fantastic. I was very nervous to get started to do that because I didn't know what do I do, but at that time we had a good group of ladies here on the island that were getting started as well. And we just all went together and learned. It's been fantastic.
So, Cary, how did you find out about this company, and what made you decide to give it a go?
So yes, I said, I do vacation rental cleaning, and I was introduced to a lady named Jai through a friend of mine, and she has her own home that she likes to have someone come and help her clean, and then she has 3 other vacation spots right on her property that she wanted cleaned from time to time. She had a vacation rental cleaning lady, but she was from Poland, so from time to time she would leave for like periods of time for a month or something. So at that time I was taking care of Jai, and we became friends. So I think a lot of the time she wanted me to come and just like hang out and help her organize because she liked me, and so I recognized, at the time she was like 65, and she has a big property that she takes care of on her own, like cutting Hawaiian flowers, and she does her gardening, like she grows, lettuce and kale and what have you. And so running around this property, she was like feeling, I don't know, worried that she was going to have to maybe sell it or something soon, not soon, but, within the next 5 years, because she was getting worn out. She had asthma and COPD. Over here back in the day, people used to be able to burn their rubbish, their trash. And the person that lived across from her in the valley was burning. They took over this home, they bought it, and they were burning everything, mattresses, everything in there, and it was just floating her way. So from this smoke floating her way, it gave her COPD and asthma. And so she was sick. Like, she would call me from time to time and just say, I'm not feeling well, don't come. And I saw that quite a bit within the 6 months that I was helping her at that time. And then, excuse me, at one time she showed me this blue bottle, and she said that her daughter had introduced it to her and thought maybe it could help her with her asthma and her COPD and to help her feel better. And this lady's a real like clean eater and such. She didn't want to have to take, steroids and pharmaceuticals whenever she got sick. So she started to take the product, and she asked me if I wanted to take it too. I was like, nah, I'm good. I don't do pills. What is that? You go ahead. I'll watch you. So I did. I watched her for a couple of months take this product, and she started to look better. She started to have more energy. She started to have a little more giddy up in her. And I was like, her attitude changed. There was a significant change in her. And I was like, hey, Jai, what are you doing? And in the meantime, I also have my oldest daughter now is 21, but at the time she was 16, and she was debilitated. She had out of the blue, I feel like it was out of the blue, but now when I think back, I think it came on, but none of us recognized what was happening to her. But she had depression, anxiety, panic attacks. She couldn't sleep. She couldn't eat. She couldn't think because she wasn't sleeping. She was having these, she was keeping it to herself. And I didn't know until it was like, Mom, this is an emergency. I need help. Something's wrong. And I was just like, okay, we're living here on this small island. And even to this day, like, I have a 13-year-old, and we're having some dermatologic issues that I want to have looked at. And finding a specialist here for kids is trying. And it's almost impossible. Like when I went to go and get help for my daughter, there was no help. They told me, everybody said we don't take new patients. I mean, I was like, my daughter's about to probably kill herself, and what do I do? Anyways, and I was expressing my issues and concerns with Jai. Don't remember of any sort of help that she was giving me, but my daughter was going to a counselor, which was good. It got her out of the house twice a week. And then I ended up taking matters into my own hands and getting her a psychologist on Oahu. So that's a flight. We had to be gone the whole day. We had to go to the doctor there and take a cab, take a plane, da-da-da. That was very hard for my daughter. Like, my daughter used to be outgoing, no problems. Like, we would go to Honolulu, go shopping, go to the zoo, and my daughter can no longer do that. So they got her on pharmaceuticals, Xanax, Lexapro. At 16, I was very worried because like I said, I never took pills. I didn't know what this was doing for her. I couldn't sample them to make sure, what are you feeling? Like, she was just on this path. And so Jai said, you know what, maybe you should take a look at this for your daughter. It's just herbs. And even then I was like, you're telling me that it's just herbs, but I have no idea. What does that mean? What are they going to do? So, a couple came here. They were Pro 7s at the time, Sam and Vandy Flake. And they had a meeting, and I went there and I was like, hey, can kids take this product? And she's like, well, yeah. At the time, I think it was her son was 4 years old, and he was taking half a pill a day in his peanut butter, she said, because he had a rash. And I go, well, shoots, if a 4-year-old can take it, my 16-year-old surely can take it. So I said, well, I'll start taking it. So that's the time where I jumped on, like, okay, I'm going to take this pill and see what happens. If I don't die, I'll give it to my daughter, And Jai was like, oh my gosh, you're not going to die. And, so I started taking it, and I was sleeping like a rock. And my husband's like, hey, how come you're not waking up when our youngest one was like, Mom, in the middle of the night, I'm like, I have no idea, but cool, because it's your turn, But so they started to recognize that I was sleeping. And so my daughter's like, Mom, I'm on these pills and I'm still not sleeping. And I go, well, you want to take them? Here, we can get you going. Like, wean off of your stuff, and we'll just put you on this at the same time. And you guys, literally within 2 weeks, this is how I describe it. Like, the sun came out on my daughter again. The darkness in her eyes left. And I was like, Jai, what else do we got to do? Because I am feeling great. My husband, I'm getting goosebumps right now. My husband was like, what is this? Like, I feel like a new person, He's a hard worker, landscaper. You come home from work and just be dead. And now he's like full of energy, full of life. Gave it to my daughter, and she was just like, I gave her a whole pill, and I'm like, here, But I could tell that whole pill was a little much for her. It just like turned her body right on, and I could see her like energy. And I was like, okay, take a half a pill, take it down a notch. But you guys, she got off her pharmaceuticals, and she took NRF2. I can't remember how long she took it for. She doesn't take it now. It's so funny. Like, she goes, Mom, I don't need it anymore. She recognized that her body turned back on, fixed what she needed, plus we got her on like some vitamin D and such and whatnot, but some things that she was lacking because she wasn't going outside. But yeah, and literally within 7 months of that happening, she moved to Australia at 17. Wow. She moved to be with some friends. Like, I got with it was a boyfriend. It wasn't her boyfriend, but it was a friend. They were online friends. I got with the mom, and I'm like, hey, they got this idea that she can come live with you folks. And what do you think? And she's like, well, I think it would actually be good because she's like, he's basically an only child now because his siblings are older. And I think it might be good. And, we live in a really small town, and I'm like, we live on an island, and it's a small town for us too. But she was concerned about Hannah like being bored or whatever. Like, no, my kids are very chill. Anyway, I got a passport for her, and I was going to go with her and take her. And she was like, Mom, I'm just going to go on my own, and you can just give me the money that you'd be spending for yourself, and I'm just going to go. And I'm like, you got to go far. You got to go to like Sydney, and you got to change planes from there to Melbourne, however you say, Melbourne, and can you handle it? And this is like, she was fresh from being sick. You know, we went to the airport and they're like, Hannah, you're going to have to gather up all your belongings again in Sydney, and you're going to have to do the same thing with customs and go to Melbourne. And she was like, I saw the panic and I'm like, you can do it. She did it. So she's 21 now and she does fine. Like, you know, I think we all have some issues in our life, but she pulled out of it. I think NRF2 Pro Tandem saved my daughter's life. And because I listened and watched, paid attention to what was happening to my friend, I let that door open. It was closed because I didn't know. I was not interested in pills. But since I was open to the possibility, like so much since in 5 years has happened. And my friend Jai, she no longer needed her asthma medicine, her steroids, like her skin changed. She like reversed. She's 70, but she looks like she's like, 50. She had deep wrinkles. They're like smoothed out. We should get her on one time. She's amazing. She started going to the gym and she's like, hey, I'm going to the gym. And I was like, oh my gosh, if Johnny is like 68 right now and go to the gym, I better be going to the gym. I'll meet you there.
That's it.
So it's so fantastic.
That's awesome.
Such an awesome story. Yeah, absolutely. Like all the time that you were explaining the details, and I was getting chills, and then I was going back to normal, and then I'm getting chills again, thinking, oh no, what's going to happen? That is a really, really cool story that you just shared with us. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, so that's really cool.
So that's what took you into this path. So when you decided to start with it, did you sign up as a distributor, like a full distributor, or do you just keep building your clientele as a customer with customers?
I'm trying to remember, like, so Jai was doing this for 2 months and I was watching her, whatever. I kind of forgot about it, but then I was like, I really need some help for my daughter. And she's like, here, I'm pretty sure she gave me a bottle and said, oh, you should sign up into the business with me. And I was like,
did we lose her, Ken?
Oh,
nope.
I'm here.
Yeah, keep going.
Okay. So I was like,
I can't see her. Can you see her?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's like, I think you should go into the business with me. And I go, wait a minute. I don't know what you're talking about, business. What does that mean? And she's like, I go, what are you talking about? And she goes, it's new to me too, but trust me. She goes, you get into this business. It's like $650 back then. You get all these bottles and you and I will go and we'll share this with people. She's like, I'm having great results. Start taking the product. And I said, you know what, Jai, give me the bottle and give me a little while. I think I took it for like a month. And then I said, okay, let's go. Because then Sam and Vandy came. I remember I went to that meeting and then I went over to the bank and I pulled out the money and I gave her the money and I said, let's go. I'm in. I want to help people.
Cool.
So yeah, my daughter too, she recognized that I was talking about it. I was learning about it. And then, yeah, now I remember it's coming back to me because it's been 5 years, but she was like, Mom, you're helping these people. You're sleeping good. I'm still not sleeping. And I'm like, okay, let's get you going. So yeah.
Awesome. Did you find that you had any resistance from your husband when you were first introduced to it? He was very into it too.
No way. My husband is very relaxed. I was like, I signed up for this company, and he's like, what are you talking about? Well, we never knew about anything about network marketing.
Yeah.
We'd never heard about it before. Well, I heard about it once from somebody who was doing organo coffee. And I was like, I can't really help you there because I don't drink coffee. So little did I know that this lady went on to be like a top leader on this island for that company. But I was like, I don't do coffee. That was the only time I was ever introduced to network marketing. So I had no idea. My husband didn't know anything either. All he knew was that I was sleeping and then he was feeling good and okay. And he was like.
It's funny you say about the sleep thing because that's the exact thing. Like forever, I have been a very, very light sleeper. I'll hear the ants walking on the floor, and it'll wake me up like, whoop, like this. And when I first started taking it, I didn't have any expectations anyway. Whatever it does, and let's see what happens kind of thing. But that's the biggest thing, I think, for me, which I think translates into then more energy, more clear thinking, more whatever, right? So just the sleep part of it was it had so much of an impact in my life.
Hey, if we can't sleep, or, if you can hear the ant walking, I was a light sleeper too. Like, I had kids and I wanted to hear if they needed me.
Yeah.
Because I want to be there. I want to take care of their needs, so, but when I wasn't hearing my daughter, my husband was like, hey, what's up, But I want to say, like, I did have some detox in the beginning too. And I think that's important to know, is like, we can have that, but it's good. It's a good thing, because our body, it's getting rid of our garbage, basically, So,
yeah,
and then,
I mean, the ingredients that are in there, I've actually got a bottle right here in my hand. The ingredients that are in there are very common to see in detox formulas. So not that that's necessarily what the intent, obviously that's not the intent behind the formula here, but it's definitely, everybody to a different level will notice something on that aspect.
yeah, little headache or little tummy ache. Had that. I was like, hey, I don't get it. I told my friend Jai, like, hey, I don't get headaches. I barely even take Advil. Like, yeah, if I ride my bike for 80 miles, I'm going to take an Advil. But otherwise, what is this all about? She's like, listen, drink some more water, cut it in half. Like, we were going on together. Like, I was like, Jai, I'm going to cut this thing in half because I have way too much energy now. We were like elevated. We were looking at each other and laugh like, do you feel like I feel? I'm like, I absolutely do. I can see you're like off the ground. We would giggle. It was so fun, but anyway, I wanted to tell you a little bit about, like, she asked me to do the business with her. She said one thing: people love you, and people need to know what this is. And we're learning, and I'm sure that we're going to learn way more than we even know right now. And I was like, you're going to help me? And she's like, yeah, well, let's go together. And so I trusted her, and I trusted that she was not going to let me down. I was like, I don't really have $650 to flip out of here right now, but I'm going to go with it. And what a ride.
And here you are.
So fantastic.
That's awesome. Well, we don't want to take up too much more of your time for tonight, so we really appreciate you coming on. And I guess one other question that I'd like to ask you is, would you be interested in coming on one more time in the future?
Absolutely. I would love to.
Cool. Sounds good. Well, Eileen's lost her audio and visual, so I don't know if she can see or not, but we're going to sign off for tonight. And we thank you so much for joining us for tonight. And again, if anybody wants to hear a little bit more of Cary's story, definitely connect with us, whether you're on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube, whatever the platform is you're on. Connect with us, and we're totally right there to help you out. So again,
or if Cary brought you in, if you're somebody that knows Cary, connect with Cary as well. And it's really important to connect back with the people that introduced you to this. So absolutely. Keep going, Ken.
That's it. That's a wrap.
That's a wrap. Thank you
so
very much. Yeah. And have a nice evening, everyone.
Have a nice evening, and we will catch you again next time.
Next week. All right.
Next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.